Gun ownership today has become a hot button topic. The United States has approximately 325 million citizens. This does not include unregistered aliens. According to a 2020 Gallup poll, Lydia Saeed says approximately 44% of households own a gun. So let's just say that there's an average of 3 people per household. That means that there are approximately 108 million households. 44% of them own a gun, so that would be 48 million households. According to PewResearch.org, in 2020, John Gramlich states 54% of all murders are committed with a firearm. That's 24,292. Suicides committed with a firearm are 43%. That's 19,384. Remember, 48 million households own a gun. That means that out of 48 million households, 0.05% are criminals using firearms to commit violent crime, and 0.04% use a firearm in a suicide. Today, I'm here to tell you that gun control is morally wrong. Statistics don't support the argument. Legislators should spend resources combating issues behind the violence. Owning a gun in the United States is not a privilege. It is a right given to its citizens by the Second Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. The Second Amendment states, "A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed." This simple statement has been questioned over the years as to exactly what our forefathers meant. Some think it only applies to a well-regulated militia, which in our present day would be the National Guard. Others say no, it refers to a militia and the people. I agree with the second statement. Our forefathers placed a comma between the two phrases to separate them, with the final words being, "shall not be infringed." During America's early history, we were kept under the thumb of the King of England. When the king didn't like something, there were consequences, usually harsh punishment. America wanted to be a free nation, a nation governed by its own laws, not the laws of England. So a year into the Revolutionary War, we declared our independence from England. Once our independence was won, we needed a government. Prior to this, each state had its own set of laws. With the new Constitution in place, the Bill of Rights was written. The Second Amendment was added so that states could ensure the citizens had the right to defend themselves. Law-abiding citizens with legal firearms for self-defense are a deterrent to criminals and criminal activity. In the United States, to purchase a handgun or to purchase a gun, you have to have a background check. In some states like Georgia, you can get a concealed carry permit, which requires your fingerprints to be taken and a more in-depth background check to be done. If you have a permit, it's easier to purchase a firearm. Some states require you to take a firearm safety class before you can get a permit. Regardless of a permit, you must fill out an ATF form, and your information is put into an FBI database, where other law enforcement agencies have added information on criminals. If it comes back that you're not a criminal, then you can purchase a firearm. According to FBI.gov, since launching in 1998, more than 300 million checks have been done, leading to more than 1.5 million denials. California has the strictest gun control laws in the U.S. It can take up to 30 days for an approval from a DOJ background check in order to obtain a firearm. That's 3 times longer than any other state. Yet Fresno, California has the highest crime rate in the U.S. Back in 1982, Kennesaw, Georgia, made a local law that required all homeowners to have at least one firearm in their homes as a violent crime deterrent. According to a 2018 CNN news article by Omar Jimenez, today Kennesaw, a town of about 33,000 people, has had 1 murder in the last 6 years and a violent crime rate of below 2%. These are the kind of statistics that legislators should be looking at. According to Dr. Osman et al. With the U.S. National Library of Medicine, National Institutes of Health in 2019, family dysfunction, alcohol and drug abuse, an incessant stream of media and entertainment featuring gun violence, and an educational system that does not equip young people with the proper civic and ethical principles to deal with life's challenges all contribute to violent behavior using guns and other lethal means. All parents should be paying more attention to what games their children are playing, what movies they are watching, and when their teens talk to their children more, maybe warning signs could be caught much earlier and help could be sought. When kids reach middle school and high school, their hormones are going crazy. Teens think that they are adults and can handle adult situations like drinking and drugs and adult type of conflicts. But the truth is their brains aren't developed enough. According to a National Institute of Mental Health 2020, though the brain may be done growing in size, it does not finish developing and maturing until the mid to late 20s. The front part of the brain, called the prefrontal cortex, is one of the brain's last regions to mature. This area is responsible for skills like planning, prioritizing, and controlling impulses. The biggest reason for school shootings is revenge for bullying. The second reason is mental health issues. As parents, we need to continue to talk to our children and push them to talk to us. If parents paid enough attention to their teens, regardless of infringing on their privacy, more troubled teens could be identified and help sought before it came to the point of violence. Gun control legislators mostly are not gun owners themselves. They see no point in guns. They agree with the first part of the Second Amendment, but not the second part. So when they introduce a bill into legislation, it doesn't contain a solution to the problems of gun violence. One of the biggest arguments is a ban on automatic and semi-automatic assault rifles. First, it's a federal offense to change your semi-automatic rifle, 1 pull equals 1 bullet, to an automatic rifle, 1 pull equals multiple bullets, or a burst, 1 pull equals 3 to 5 bullets. You must have a federal license to do this. Another argument that gun control legislators make is gun shows are not regulated. Have you ever been to a gun show? My husband and I go to several a year. And we travel a lot, so we've been to gun shows in other states. You might see one private seller at a gun show. Gun shows have gun dealers who have a federal firearms license, an FFL, to sell guns in their state, not across state lines. This FFL has many regulations and rules attached, such as accurate record keeping, security, and the ATF. They can inspect your property, personal and business. your records, your security system, your computers without notice. Gun control legislators want to hold gun manufacturers responsible for violence committed with their weapons. First and foremost, a gun can't shoot itself. Only the person standing behind the trigger can shoot a gun. It would be like somebody suing Chevrolet because you ran a red light in your Camaro, caused an accident that killed somebody. It's not the car's fault, it's your fault. People should be held responsible for their actions. If you're a responsible gun owner, when your gun is not in use, it's in a safe locked up. People who leave guns where children or teens can get to them should be punished. This is our laws already. Gun legislators want to raise the age limit from 18 to 21 on purchasing a gun. The age limit for purchasing handguns is 21. The age limit for purchasing shotguns and rifles is 18, only because of hunting. By law, you're considered an adult at the age of 18. So hunters like to purchase their own shotguns and rifles. Do I think an 18-year-old needs an AR-15? No, that's just common sense. We've raised the legal drinking age to 21. Handgun purchases have an age limit of 21. So should AR-style rifles. If legislators would spend more resources helping the mentally ill get the help that they need and provide places where long-term care can be sought and allow them to be added to the FBI database, that would remove one element of gun violence off the streets. If legislators would spend more resources on rehabilitation and education for young nonviolent offenders so that they don't continue down the wrong path and escalate to more violent crimes, that would eliminate another element off our streets. If legislators would put forth the resources to build more prisons to hold the most violent criminals and stop slapping them on the wrist and letting them back out into the streets, that would alleviate another source of gun violence off the streets. If legislators would get tougher on gangs, drugs, dealers, and cartels, that would have removed the largest portion of gun violence off our streets. There's always going to be murders and suicides. Whether a firearm is available will not change this. If we all as humans put forth a little effort of see something, say something, instead of reaching for a cell phone to record, or even worse, looking the other way, then just maybe the United States might be an even safer place to live. In conclusion, gun control is morally wrong because our U.S. Constitution Bill of Rights gives us the right to own and carry, bear, firearms. Gun control does not combat the issues behind the violence. Putting controls on law-abiding citizens will not fix the issues behind gun violence. Putting controls on law-abiding citizens will prevent them from protecting themselves against the criminal element. Thank you.